I think we've just seen an example of believing your own hype. We've been talking about this United team for almost a month now. Wow, against Arsenal, against City, against Fulham, against Spurs. Look how they're playing. They're playing so free. They're playing so fluid. They're playing such attractive football. The most attractive football in the Premier League in this calendar year so far. And that's the performance they bring to the London Stadium against West Ham. And West Ham have been one of the informed teams so far in the Premier League in the last couple of games. They've actually been on form. They've been winning games. They've been distancing themselves from the relegation positions, and they've actually looked like a very, very quality team in these last maybe month or so. So going to West Ham, you're never going to be comfortable. You're never going to just walk away with the win. This isn't the same West Ham that we saw early in the season or we saw at parts last season. This is a different West Ham United side. But that Manchester United team, that first half, it looked like they believed that they were better than they were. Putting their foot on the ball, slowing the play down, passing around. Each player having like 6-7 seconds on the ball, just dilly-dallying, doing nothing with the ball. Nothing of substance with the ball at all. And that setup from Michael Carrick, that setup stinks, man. That setup stinks. Yes, against maybe an open team, against a team that's attacking, and against a team that's free-flowing, yes, maybe it'll work. You have your guys, kind of just four attackers just running up and down, counter-attacking, open space. But against a team that sets up, a team that's looking very, very strong defensively, a team that you actually need to break down, that setup is never going to work. And also, I have to admit, teams are going to start adapting to Michael Carrick and how United are setting up. For now, it's just been vibes. It's just been, they look good, they play good, interesting football. Bruno's cooking, Ahmad's cooking, Mbeumo's cooking, Cunha's cooking, Sesko's cooking. But now teams are going to set up, and they're going to set up to stop the style of play that Michael Carrick wants to play. And you saw it today. That West Ham team did not allow United any space to play. There was no space, and those players, especially in the positions you play them in, Cunha at the 9, terrible. Mbeumo on the left wing, terrible. You have two players who do not play those positions, do not play those roles ever in their careers. And you're asking them to play against a team that will just sit back and defend with bodies and defend with numbers and not okay. Ignore that. You then couple that with the fact that the play was so slow. It was so slow, so lethargic, so pedestrian, so sorry, so pathetic. So I'm sure no United fan watched that game with a smile on their face. There was not a single moment in that game that I can think a United fan actually smiled, except for Sesko's goal at the end. Because it was poor. It was poor, it was slow, it was boring, it was terrible to watch. And you have to look at Carrick. Why is it taking you so long to change things up in that game? Why is it taking you so long to adjust things? Cunha down the middle, Mbeumo down the left was not working at all. And not even just them. That midfield was poor today. Casemiro, Menu, poor today. And again, the talk has always been, I talk to United fans about this all the time. Where is the ball progression? Where is the guy from deep that can just dictate the tempo of the game, that can get the ball moving quickly, that can pick up the ball from the center backs and just spray any kind of pass, 5-yard pass, 10-yard pass, defense splitting passes, splitting passes in the midfield. Where's that guy? They always talk about Elliot Anderson, Adam Warren, Obi Wong, those kinds of guys. You see why in a game like this, why United fans say the things that they say about, those types of players. Because I'm looking at Menu, I'm looking at Casemiro, there's nobody in that midfield progressing the ball. Bruno's having to drop behind the two of you to pick the ball up and then progress the ball. Like, it's just so slow from both of them, so slow, and just the lack of vision, the lack of threading a pass was so evident today. And I said it when teams start to adapt to Michael Carrick's style of play and start to sit back against United, respect United a little bit more. Because look, for the large part of this season, it's been we don't respect United. We don't. It doesn't matter who they sign. It doesn't matter that they have Cunha, that they have Mbeumo. It doesn't matter that they have all these guys. We know what United have been under Amorim. We're not worried about them whatsoever. Now, they're playing a little bit better under Carrick. Now it's, okay, we have to respect this team. We have to see what this team can actually do to us. And when they do that, they set up their teams, and they defend. They're resolute in their defending. You see the flaws in this United team. For you to only have 7 or 8 shots in the entire game against, yes, West Ham are playing in form, yes, but they were so poor from United. It was so slow from United. And that's why I started the video saying, are they believing in their own hype? Are you believing that all of a sudden you're good enough? Because for the last maybe like 4 or 5 days, I've been looking at social media and it's been, man, United are back. United are you're cooking again. Top 4 race is on. Matter of fact, title race next season. I'm just like, slow down. This is still new manager bounce. This is still teams adjusting to Michael Carrick. This is still teams adjusting to this new United setup. Don't get overexcited. And I still believe the United are good enough to finish top 4, top 5, whatever. But you not playing like that. Not playing like that. I mentioned it in the Chelsea video. As poor as Liverpool are, 1 win and they're still just right behind you. That quickly, that's how fast it can change. So do not get too comfortable and believe you can just play a pedestrian style of football and it'll get you a win. It will not in this league. It will not succeed in this league. So United, I was just poor, so poor. And this was a great opportunity. 5 wins in a row at the palm of your hands. And look, West Ham are in form, but West Ham are not better than United. They're not a great team. They're not a team that United should go to and believe that it will be a struggle against. Yeah, it might be tough, but you're a better team than West Ham, and you had to show it today. I'm sure that United fan that was waiting for 5 wins in a row to cut his hair, he's crying right now because this was the game. This was the game to do it. You struggled against, not struggled, but you had the uphill battle against Arsenal, against Man City, even against Spurs. Obviously, that red card helps, but now is the game. Okay, West Ham. Let's go and win 5 in a row and actually put ourselves in a strong position because I'm sure by halftime they knew the result, or not by halftime, but they knew that Chelsea had already drawn their game. It's a chance to get a gap on Chelsea now. Gap on Liverpool. Liverpool going away to Sunderland tomorrow. I think Sunderland haven't lost a game at home all season. Maybe they've lost one. I might be losing track. But that's not a guaranteed win for Liverpool. You can now create an even bigger gap against Liverpool, like 7 points. And that's the performance you put out on display. It's just bad. It's just bad. The goal that West Ham scored, it's a great goal. You saw all that throughout that game. Bowen, Somerville on both wings, aggressive, taking on their fullback, beating their fullback, getting the ball in, linking up with their midfielders. Matheus Fernandes, I think today was exceptional again, and he's showing all throughout the season he's one of the very, very good midfielders in this league. And I expect him to definitely make a move to one of the bigger clubs. If not one of the bigger clubs in England, then certainly elsewhere, because he's that talented of a player. Souček, he's a box crashing midfielder. We know what he's about. Great finish from him. From that moment on until the end of the game, there was nothing from United. I think Sesko had 1 pop shot from the edge of the box. Comfortable save for Hermansen. And then the goal he scores. The goal he scores is an exceptional goal. I will have to say that. That's the kind of goal that you only get from a number 9, right? That Cunha, Mbeumo, false 9, Hoopla. Yeah, cut that out. That's not working. That is not working. Next game, just start Sesko. Figure out, be bold and bench one of Ahmad, Mbeumo, Cunha. The way I'm looking at it is one of Mbeumo or Ahmad. One of them needs to go on the bench. Start with a number 9. If Sesko sucks in that game, then bring him off and do what you did this game. But you can't continue, especially when teams will sit back. Who's in United's next game? United's next game will be against Everton away. And a precise game where you will experience the same thing you experienced today, you experience it against Everton next game. If you go in with this same setup, I promise you it will be the same drab, boring, lethargic kind of performance. It was just so poor from United, and there's such a position where you could have made a statement. You could have made a statement. You could have created such a gap between you and some of the teams below you, and then also pulling down Aston Villa as well in the process. And that's the performance you put out. That is honestly shocking, considering what the last 4 games have looked like. That game was a shocker for me. It was a shocking performance from United. But look, at the end of the day, the result is the result. I think it's not the end of the world for United. I think going away and drawing to West Ham, especially in the form that they're in, is not the worst result. The fact that they did it in the manner that they did is where I struggle to kind of, look at this United team and say, are you actually believing your own hype? Are you believing that you're better than you actually are? Because look, yes, you've won 4 in a row, but generally over the course of the last 2 years, you've been poor. You have a lot to prove. You still have a lot to prove, in this Premier League. And that game was a game of like, we've already won the league. We've already guaranteed top 4. We've already, we're just vibing. No, this is not the time to. This is the time to step on the pedal. As I said, Aston Villa are struggling for form. Chelsea draw today. You never know what you're going to get from them. Liverpool have been poor all season. You have a great opportunity, United, to get that 3rd place spot, which, over the balance of the season, over the course of the season, you probably might be the team that deserves that 3rd place spot over the other 3 teams. And you cannot put on a performance like that. I can understand drawing to West Ham, even losing away to West Ham, but in the manner that they did it was just poor. It seemed like it was so lackluster. There was no effort. There was no desire to win the game. It was just passive from United. Almost like, well, we have a lot of credit in the bank from these 4 wins. We can just take the foot off the gas in this game. And they looked like Ruben Amorim's United today. They looked like Ruben Amorim's United today. And that is a damning indictment on Michael Carrick and this team. To look that bad. I thought I was watching Ruben Amorim's team again. But you know what? Credit goes to West Ham. The defense today was exceptional. I think give some credit to Disasi. Obviously, I think no minutes for Chelsea before this move looked exceptional today. The whole back line looked very good. Wan-Bissaka against United, he's always on 10. He always puts in a quality performance against his old team, kind of just showing you that, hey, this is how you treated me. This is how you discarded me. I'm better than Diego Dallo. I'm better than Mazraoui. I'm the best option, and you let me go. Every time I play you, I will show you why you should never have let me go. So credit to him. Credit to this West Ham side. Is a very, very good, valuable point. Obviously keeps pressure on the teams below them and around them. United, at the end of the day, you're still in the top 4. I think you pushed down, I think just Chelsea. Yeah, you pushed down Chelsea to 5th place. So it's still a decent result at the end of the day. But it could have been so much better. It should have looked a lot better than it did. But at the end of the day, a draw is a draw. 4th place, still within touching distance of Aston Villa. You only hope that they lose tomorrow. I think they play with Brighton. It can go either way. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace out.